live in a world surrounded by AI, right? I mean, it's everywhere.
It is.
From those movie recommendations that seem to know us better than we know ourselves to those self-driving cars we keep hearing about. It's incredible. But, and this is a big but, there's something they don't always tell you. This AI revolution, it's a bit of an energy hog.
Yeah.
And we're not just talking about needing to upgrade your phone charger. We're talking reviving a closed nuclear power plant levels of Hungary.
Exactly.
Which brings us to today's deep dive.
Okay.
We're unpacking the story of 3 Mile Island. And yeah, I'm talking about that 3 Mile Island. The one that, well, had a bit of a mishap a few decades back.
Right.
It's being brought back online. Not for our homes, though. Not for businesses either.
Yeah.
This is to power Microsoft's AI ambitions.
Wild, isn't it?
If it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, you're not alone. But trust me on this, it's not just some tech industry anomaly. We're going behind the scenes to see how our digital future, the one we're living in right now, is colliding head-on with the very real and very pressing demands of energy consumption.
It's a huge deal.
And folks, this is a conversation we all need to be a part of, so let's rewind the clock a bit. 1979, 3 Mile Island. What's the first thing that comes to mind?
Disaster.
Yeah, disaster. The big one, it sent shockwaves across the country and really made people rethink nuclear energy. Fast forward to 2019, the plant shuts its doors. Seemed like the end of an era.
It did.
But, and you knew there was going to be a but, didn't you? This is where things get really, really interesting.
Hold on. You're leaving out the best part, the most fascinating part. It's not just that 3 Mile Island is back online. It's why. It's how it's being resurrected that's truly captivating.
Okay. You've got my attention. Break it down for us. What's going on?
So picture this. Constellation Energy, they own the plant, right? They decided to reopen Unit 1. And remember, this isn't the unit involved in the 1979 accident.
Okay.
They're reopening it for one reason and one reason only, to power a massive data center. And who owns this data center? Microsoft. But it's not just any data center. This one's specifically for AI. And that tiny little detail, well, that's our cue to dive headfirst into the energy appetite of artificial intelligence.
I am so ready. Help me understand this. Why does AI require so much power? Like, really? Okay, I'll be honest. When I first heard about this whole thing, I'm picturing like rows and rows of these servers, right, glowing with the light of 1,000 suns, all to power some, clever chatbots and stuff.
It's a common misconception.
Am I way off base here, or am I letting Hollywood mess with my head?
You're not far off, actually.
Yeah.
It's easy to think of AI as this intangible thing. It's in the cloud, it's everywhere and nowhere all at once.
Right.
But the reality is, it's incredibly resource intensive. Think about it. We're talking about replicating the human brain's ability to process information, learn, adapt, and we're doing it on a massive scale.
A huge scale.
That's what we're asking AI to do.
Yeah.
And it takes a ton of computational power, a staggering amount.
So it's not just about storing information like zeros and ones?
Nope.
It's the learning and the processing. That's the power-hungry part.
Exactly. Training just one large language model.
Yeah.
Think about the one that powers ChatGPT, for example.
Oh.
That can consume the same amount of energy as, get this, driving a car to the moon and back multiple times.
Whoa, hold on. That's a lot of energy for a chatbot. So how does this all connect back to 3 Mile Island? Are you saying my Google searches are now contributing to this whole nuclear power debate?
It's all connected. AI is getting more sophisticated every day,
Yay.
more integrated into our lives, too. And the energy demands, they're only going to go up.
Makes sense.
That's what makes this 3 Mile Island deal so significant. It could change how we power the future of technology. And it's bringing back a debate many thought was over.
Okay, let's talk about it. Nuclear power. It's a bit of a hot topic, right?
It is.
We did some research for this episode, and it seems like there are two sides to the story. Some people call it clean energy, but then there are those accidents, like 3 Mile Island. And the waste disposal issue. It's a lot to unpack.
It is. It's a classic case of it's complicated, right?
Yeah.
Nuclear power, you're right, has some big advantages, especially now with climate change and everything. It's carbon-free, it's reliable,
Yeah.
and unlike solar and wind power, nuclear plants, they're always on. They're perfect for powering those data centers that AI relies on.
So are you saying that nuclear power is the only way to make this work? To support AI and fight climate change at the same time? So are you saying that nuclear power is the only way to make this work? To support AI and fight climate change at the same time?
Well, it's not quite that simple. It's not a binary choice, Nuclear is a good option, don't get me wrong. It's reliable, it's consistent, but it's not the only one. Renewables, things like solar and wind, they're becoming more efficient all the time.
Yeah.
And more affordable, too.
Right, but there's a catch, isn't there? I was reading about this, how renewable energy can be kind of inconsistent.
Yeah.
Like the sun's not always shining, the wind's not always blowing. A nuclear power plant, though, that's constant.
You're right. That's the big challenge with renewables, that intermittency. A cloudy day, no wind, suddenly your energy production takes a hit. But, and this is important, there's some exciting stuff happening with energy storage, new technologies that could really help even things out.
So what you're saying is we're at a crossroads. We need clean energy now to fuel this AI boom, but we also want a future powered by renewables.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And that's what makes this whole conversation so fascinating. The 3 Mile Island deal. It's like a magnifying glass on all these issues. We're not just talking about one power plant coming back online. It's about how we approach the future of energy. Our world runs on technology, and that technology, well, it needs to get its energy from somewhere.
This whole thing has really made me think. I never realized asking my phone for a dinner recommendation was tied to all of this. The future of the planet, no less.
It's all interconnected, and that's why it's so important to talk about these things. So next time you're using your favorite app, the one powered by AI, think about the energy behind it, the resources, the choices we're making.
It's a lot, but that's what we're here for, right? To dive deep. And on that note, we'll leave you with this thought. AI, it's not going anywhere. It's only going to keep growing and becoming more sophisticated, more integrated into our lives. And as it does, so too will its demand for energy. Whether we're talking about bringing old power plants back online or finding entirely new ways to power our world, one thing is clear. The future of technology and the future of energy, they're inseparable. Thanks for joining us for this electrifying deep dive.